Yo, hey, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo. Back with another episode for you guys. This time, on this day, we got something to talk about. We got another locker room legendary story from AEW. Cito, I know you heard
What's
it.
up?
Let's talk about it. MJF, Britt Baker. Where do we begin? So, there's been a lot of talk about what's happening. I'm not sure, what is what because it just seemed a little sketchy when I first started reading about it, and I'm not really getting a clear understanding. So apparently, Britt Baker goes up to MJF's fiance or girlfriend, or I don't know, because I could have sworn not too long ago his fiance dumped him. I don't know if it's the same chick or this is somebody different. I have no clue. This is the first time I'm hearing this person's name, so I don't know what's going on here, right? Um,
Right.
so apparently from some sources, Britt Baker said some stuff, not so nice stuff, about the match between Will Ospreay and MJF. I guess it was something about the timing issue or whatever. I guess Britt Baker did not like the timing or didn't like the match or whatever it was, so she said some stuff. And MJF's loyal girlfriend went to go tell her man MJF about it. MJF went to go talk to Britt Baker about it, brought it to the side, ended up punching a hole in the wall at that. Apparently, though, before that incident took place, Will Ospreay had a talk with Britt Baker. So I'm not understanding what the situation is. It seems like she said some not so nice things about the match. I wonder what it could have been to set them off. But what is your take on it?
Well, I think it's just funny that Tony has yet to get control of his locker room, right? I think that's a
Mm,
big problem.
major.
Again, I also don't really understand why are you going to talk about the guy to his fiance and think that nothing's going to happen from that? I don't think, if that's the case, I don't think that's a smart move.
Right.
And how many other issues has Britt gotten into?
You see that? I
Because
don't know. I don't
I
keep up
know
with the locker
she
room drama. I've only heard certain things, but Britt Baker in the locker room, I have not heard
I
anything.
right. I believe she had the issue with Thunder Rosa where she tried to turn everyone against Thunder Rosa. I think she had a problem with the indie girl, Lufisto. I think that's her name.
Oh, another person I
And
never heard of.
yeah, and then I don't know how true this is, but I also heard that she had a problem with Brandy Rose right before
That
Cody exited AEW.
okay, that name sounds real familiar, so I know who that is. That is Cody Rhodes' beautiful wife. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
look,
know her.
right at that point, I'm not gonna fault MJF, who probably has yet to have a problem with anybody in the locker room. This blame is going to strictly go on Britt, who's had countless issues with countless people. You know what I mean?
Well, apparently they hit her with a very useless suspension. I think she's going to suspend her for like a day or two. Like, what is that supposed to do? You know what I mean? Like,
Why?
I
Well,
don't get it.
that doesn't right. Again, it just this is a company that the inmates run the asylum. You're gonna like even if you suspend her for a week or two, does that really matter when a lot of these guys and girls aren't there every week?
No, and the funny
Like,
thing is too, it's not like so she gets suspended for a short amount of time, but she doesn't get taken out of the match that she has with Mercedes Monet. I don't really understand the point in the suspension. I mean, whatever she said, she said. MJF reacted to it the way he did. Um, I'm not sure if I would have suspended anybody, but the funny thing is, they're every time something happens, they always want to talk about doing an investigation. An investigation, there's no crimes being committed here. Like, somebody said some stuff
but
about a
that's
match.
not true at all. That's not true at all.
What's the crime?
Putting on a terrible show.
Ooh, you know what? That is true. You know what?
Yeah.
If you wanna, if you wanna see torture, watch those numbers. Oh my God, do you have those numbers in front of you right now? The dynamite and the collision numbers.
Oh, I think I might have the Rampage. Was it Rampage and Collision?
Yeah. Let's pull up those numbers if we can. Let's see if we could do that.
Yeah, okay. So AEW Collision did 189,000,
189,000. Okay. That's
and
crazy.
then AEW Rampage did 209,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
The fact that Rampage outdid Collision is incredible. But I think we all know why that happened, right? And they're going to use the excuse because it was the PLE, SummerSlam. But
No, I don't think they changed the time slot, so they didn't go head to head with SummerSlam.
I was just about to say that. I don't think they would have went on the same time, but wow. But they're going to make
Does
an
it make a
excuse for
difference
it.
at this point?
It doesn't.
Right.
But it's still shocking, though, because I would much rather watch a Collision than a Rampage if I had to choose. If I had to choose my own torture, I would choose that
Right.
as my torture. You know what I mean?
If I had to pick, I would watch old WCW from the year 2000.
Hey, listen, nothing wrong with that. I mean, they try to
No,
make
I know. It
WCW
was
seem as,
better.
they try to make it seem like it's really, really terrible. I don't think it was that bad. It was pretty bad, because it was unorganized, but we know why. You know what I mean? If you are a true diehard wrestling fan and you were living through the Monday Night War era, and then, years later you find out all this information because they're still talking about it to this day,
Right.
then you kind of get a better understanding of why things were the way they were. You know what I
But Jay,
mean? They always like to
you said
blame.
unorganized. What are you talking about, WCW or AEW?
No, I'm talking about WCW. How,
Oh,
they tried to do, they tried to put on shows, and then at the
right.
last minute, these shows would have to be rewritten. So it was pretty much a sabotage job, over there. So, yeah, but AEW's, it's almost like purposely unorganized, if that makes sense, because the booking is just terrible. But, you know, I, man, it's crazy over there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It just reminds me of the Titanic.
Just sinking down.
The ship is sinking and everybody's just rapidly leaving.
Perfect entry for the next thing I want to talk about. Surprise, surprise. This should be no surprise, but it is. The Lucha Bros, or the Lucha Brothers, Penta and Ray Phoenix. Apparently, they are about to pack their luggage and go somewhere else. Now, we always hear the rumors that, the WWE is going to sign them. We don't know how true any of that is, but the internet tells no lies. So we should and could expect them in a WWE locker room no time soon. I mean, they wrestled all over the place already. Where else do you go? You go to WWE, where it makes kind of sense for them. Um, I don't know how their style will adapt. I don't know if they're going to bring them in as singles or tag team. If they bring them in as a tag team, good for them. I think they do have value. You probably want to put them in NXT just for starters. But I wouldn't have any problem if they brought them to the main roster. But I feel like NXT needs a little bit more. You know what I mean? They have who they have there now. But, I see nothing wrong with boosting up NXT, with the excitement, just like how it was back in the golden black era of NXT, where, you would sign these indie guys and they would make headlines. Well, NXT headlines anyway. But how you feel about the Lucha Bros possibly going to NXT? Well, WWE.
Well, I'm actually excited if that's the case. I like them, right? I think they're actually a really solid team, and
Mm-hmm.
even as individuals, they're really good workers. And I'll be completely honest with you, I'm not shocked. Again, I just mentioned it's like the Titanic. Everybody's trying to leave.
Yeah.
So this comes like no surprise. And it couldn't really happen at a better time because we just were talking about how we have two people that had an issue. It's like, yeah, maybe let's get out of here. I wouldn't
Oh,
want to be
yeah.
there either. I really wouldn't want to be there either.
No, but speaking of not wanting to be there either, Buddy Matthews didn't want to be there either. But apparently, Tony Khan said, you can't go and be with your wife, so I'm going to give you an offer that you can't refuse. And apparently, Buddy couldn't refuse it, and he's going to stay there, which, I like the House of Black. I like the combination with all three of those guys. But it just nothing works in a place where everybody's just running wild. And I'm not talking about like Hulk Hogan running wild. I'm talking about running wild like chickens with their heads cut off because everything is just going bad. Just like you said, the Titanic, sinking ship. So just like, did Buddy make the right call? Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Does he have any value as a solo act? He didn't when he first was in WWE, because he started out as a tag team, I believe. Right? Is that right? He was a tag team guy.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and Alexa Bliss was there too.
Buddy and what was it? Buddy and Murphy, or was it Buddy Murphy and it was somebody else?
Well, that's kind of weird
NXT.
because the name was Buddy Murphy.
Yeah, it might have been. I don't know if it was Murphy and Matthews. I don't know what the.
Well, either way, I guess
I know Alexa Bliss was with them at one point.
Yeah, and then he became a solo act, and he has good in-ring work. I don't know what went wrong with him, but
and he's in great shape too.
Huh? Oh yeah, definitely.
He's in great shape too.
Definitely. And I don't think he plays any games because, as you've seen, I don't think Rhea Ripley and Dom ever had a kiss.
Right.
So, I don't think he was playing any of that. So, because that is the real life girlfriend, well, the real life husband or boyfriend. I don't know if they're married or not.
I think they are married.
Oh, they're married?
Yeah.
Oh, and Jay Uso's trying to holler? Oh, oof.
You know what? Listen, I'm not really gonna fault. I'm not gonna fault him for staying with AEW because realistically, I'm pretty sure Tony gave him a good amount of money, right?
Right.
And if you start looking at it, I don't know how much longer this company is gonna be in business. So
you take the money while you still can.
Yeah, take the money as long as you can. I'm not mad at it.
No, neither am I. I'm actually not mad at that either. But you know what's funny? Speaking of sinking ships, Shane McMahon, I don't know. I know you heard about the picture, right? So I know you're aware of the meeting that took place between Shane McMahon and Tony Khan. Do you think that Shane McMahon could possibly be AEW's bargaining chip for a new television deal?
I would like to think that he's just doing that to see if WWE would just bring him back. I would kind of be upset if he did go to AEW. I don't think it's really gonna make anything better. I don't think it's gonna help. You know what I mean?
Well, according to some reports, Shane McMahon did try to go back, and WWE was not interested. Speaking of WWE not being interested, they have nothing to do with any of the McMahons. Can you believe that? I mean, jeez. I remember when we were first talking about this, where, how is Vince McMahon selling the company? What role does he play in the after effect before the allegations occurred? And, we thought that, the McMahons would still be around. And apparently, not even Stephanie has a role in the company, according to what Triple H had said. She has no job there. Neither does Shane. He's not there, and he's not even welcome back. And we know the former owner of the company, he's been pretty much blackballed because of these allegations. But it's a world without the originators. And it's not like they've passed on into the afterlife or anything of that nature. They're just, the allegations hurt them, but it's just like, well, what about the kids?
Yeah. You know what? I never thought this would have been the case. Like, if you asked me 2 years ago, if there would ever be a point where there would be no McMahon involved in WWE, I would be like, no, there's no way that's going to ever happen.
Well, you broke up a little bit, but hopefully the audio didn't catch that part. But continue, sir.
Yeah, it's just shocking. I never expected that to happen. Yeah, you did? Yeah. So, I'm very shocked with the whole thing. I did not expect it to play out the way it played out.
Right. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm just very shocked with it. And again, I hope he don't go. I don't see it changing much of anything. So that's the side that I'm on.
Yep, I feel you with that one. But listen, time for us to get up out of here. That was another little briefing of the Wrestling with Idiots. And till next time, peace.